Hello there! This is the third devlog of Locomochi, our wholesome puzzle game where you drive a toy locomotive through a charming world of toys. And today we have a lot to talk about, because for the first time, the game is starting to feel like an actual world instead of just isolated puzzle prototypes. Hi, my name is John, I'm the producer of the team, and today I want to show you all the development we've done since the last few weeks, the decisions we've taken from our latest playtest, and the challenges we are facing right now as a team. So hope you enjoy this super summarized version of the last month of development, and let's go with that. I would like to start this video by showing you the new locomotive. It has new colors, more details, and fits better the toy world we are building. And the best part was that it wasn't that difficult to update, so we are confident that adding new cosmetics or new locomotives wouldn't be that difficult in the future. At the same time, we have started working on the whistle mechanic. Now it has an asset, and we have cool shaders and VFX that Sergio has been testing. In the next sprint, you will see it all together. Speaking about big changes, you probably already noticed, but we have the environment blocking for the first 3 levels. For now it's just a blocking, which means there is still room for improving it, but for me it already completely changes the vibe of the game. But let me tell you that the hidden part behind this work it's always the iteration. We had a lot of reunions with Fury to plan which assets we should create and which theme each level will have, but now it is starting to go all on rails. We've also brought in the art for the moving and rotation platforms. These systems are all about gears and connected moving parts, so before jumping into final textures, we wanted to make sure everything actually worked properly inside the engine. Once it was in, we instantly started spotting ways to improve how players read and understand what's going on with these mechanics. And with the feedback from the playtest on top of that, we've been able to keep refining all the controls and the game feel of these mechanics. Another thing that completely changes the vibes of the game for the better is, for sure, the sound. Right now, for the project, we are following the philosophy of make it exist first and make it better later. And that applies for a lot of things, but especially for sound effects. Right now, they are just placeholders, but the real work has been integrating them all into the building mechanics. Jose and Alejandro have been working hard on this, and it really makes a difference. Another less visible but really important area we've been working on is UX and UI design. I recently wrapped up a full diagram mapping out all the game states and UI behaviors across the entire experience. I must admit, this was something I was overlooking as a designer. Luckily for me and our team, our programmers always know what they need, so this made the all progress really smoother. At the same time, Carla has been making great progress on the new UI mockups. Everything is still work in progress, but for the first time we really feel like we've got a clear direction on this matter. Another major area of work has been the hub. First, Jose prototyped the loading level platforms and the barriers that require tickets to open. Then I started the blocking and added some placeholders to show how the narrative part could be. For us, the hub is really important because it connects all the puzzles into a coherent world and gives the player a sense of progression. There is, for sure, still a lot of work ahead, but for the first time we can already start visualizing how the final experience will be structured, which is really cool. If you remember from the last devlog, we were just getting ready to start a new private playtest. And well, what I did was grabbing my handheld console, putting a build of Locomochi in it, and bringing it to a game jam that I was organizing. This way I managed to gather around 10 hours of playtesting, which was incredibly helpful. But as a result with that feedback, we arrived to the conclusion that we needed to change some important things about the structure of the game. First, we are completely separating the optional sections from the main levels and turning them into standalone optional challenges that you can access from the hub. Players simply weren't realizing those areas were optional, so this should make the progression much clearer. Secondly, we've decided to reduce the scope a little and remove the coin system from our vertical slice, at least for now. Most players didn't really understand why they should collect coins when there wasn't still anything meaningful to spend them on, which is completely understandable. Instead of adding coins, we are going to experiment with a simple train customization system before August, and then we will see if that's something players actually want. So let us know in the comments, would you like to put, for example, hats in your train? And if so, give us your craziest customization ideas, please. We also took some notes regarding the game feel and we have been improving it. Jose has improved the game feel adding input buffer to all the rail interactions. You can't really tell from the video, but the gameplay is now much more responsive and enjoyable to play. And believe it or not, we changed the camera controls! Again! To be honest, this was already completely contemplated last time. That's why we made the system really modular and easy to iterate. The camera now works around 3 ideal positions: a close-up view that highlights the locomotive and the details, an horizon view that helps players appreciate the environment, and a more strategic distant view that makes puzzle solving easier. This led us to another design question we are currently exploring. We call them camera beacons. The idea is to allow players to temporarily access a strategic overview of the level, but we are not sure what the best implementation is. Should it be a special building that players physically interact with? Or should players be able to access this strategic view at any time through a button? We are genuinely curious of what you think about this, so let us know in the comments, please. And that's all for today's devlog. Of course, as always, there's still a lot of work ahead. But every week, the world feels more alive and more cohesive, and more like the experience we imagined when we started this project. Right now, we are also getting ready for our next big milestone, Steam's Train Festival this July. We will be sharing more news as we get closer, so stay tuned! Thank you so much for following the development of Locomochi. And if you would like to help us, don't forget to wishlist the game and share it with friends who enjoy cozy games, puzzles, and toy worlds. It really makes a huge difference for a small indie team like ours. See you in the next devlog!